Hey, Dave, did you think Scott Kazmir was out of your life for good?
You know, credit to Scott, wants to keep going, feels there's more in the tank. I definitely didn't expect to see him make a start against us this year, but a credit to his perseverance.
Mookie Betts out of the lineup today. Is that a load management situation?
It's just, you know, we're in the midst of 10 in a row. We got a day game tomorrow. Get them a spa day, reset, and be ready for tomorrow.
Hey, Dave, I was just curious from your standpoint as a manager that's trying to win each game, to keep that big picture in mind, especially when you're playing the first place team. You gave Muncy the day off last night. You're keeping the big picture in mind tonight with Mookie getting the day off. Is that difficult, especially since these games count for two essentially?
It is difficult. I think that's sort of the people that I respect in life and business and coaching, that there's a plan in place that's thought through, and the ones that can stick to it are the ones that ultimately have the most success. And so for me to know what's best for our player, our club, long and short term, and to not deviate, I think it sends a message to our clubhouse that we have other guys, and it also sends a message to the players that we're taking care of them. So yeah, it is difficult, Dave, but I just really believe in that's the approach that it works best for our club.
What have you seen from Mookie lately? Do you believe he could benefit from this, getting off his feet? There's been flashes, but it doesn't seem like he's been able to maintain consistency.
I think it's certainly can be beneficial. And I think more so than the workload body, I think more mind. I think that just to kind of not think about baseball, just to kind of chill out, I think is, you know, it's hard to kind of quantify it, but I just think that that's going to be really beneficial going into tomorrow as well as into Houston.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is for Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, I imagine there's no coincidence you pick a day when you're going against a left-hander to give Mookie the day off. Have you developed a theory yet on why his numbers against lefties have lagged so far behind his career norm?
I think, you know, I think there's a little bit, Bill, with whether it's Mookie or certain guys that traditionally have hit lefties. I think, you know, we're kind of digging into it, or in the middle of it, actually. So I think there's a mechanical, there's an approach. So without getting too much into it, I think that we're on it. We're trying to kind of figure this thing out, but it's not a simple answer. But yeah, we got to get better against the lefties, and Mookie's included.
Does he have a theory? How does he express his frustration with it?
You know what? I haven't talked to him specifically about that. That's more of the conversation I'm sure the hitting guys have had with them. But yeah, in a vacuum, the lefty, the approach, the mechanics, or how you're going to attack a guy, I think that's what we're trying to kind of work through.
Did you get a report on your two rehabbing guys in AAA from last night?
We did. They both came out of it well. Cody got some really good swings off, chomping at the bit to get back. Zach played well, got a couple walks, and so it was a really positive day for both those guys.
Looks like they're not in the lineup today. Is that just the plan to kind of ease
Cody
into
will be
it?
down. Cody will be down today. Zach will come in late, just kind of as he would with us in a certain situation, and Cody will be back in the lineup tomorrow. And
you mentioned earlier in the week that Graterol would be throwing another bullpen session this weekend. Did he do that?
So he threw yesterday. It was about 30 pitch pen, fastball, sliders, and he came out of it really well. He'll throw another one on Tuesday in Houston with us.
Last one, any update on Tony Gonsolin?
So Tony's going to throw tomorrow. He'll go 2 innings for the OKC team. And then I think the plan is to get him on a 5-day regimen.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, sir, Bill.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, just wondering, I know you play games like this throughout the year at like 4 o'clock, but Is it a weird start time, 4 o'clock local? Like, does it present any special challenges?
You know what, Eric? It does. It's obviously different times of the year, but I think so in the outfield, there's silver bleachers. Sometimes the offhanded guy, the right versus left-handed hitter, or the left-handed pitcher versus right-handed hitter gets in the way with the sun, with the bleachers. Sometimes there's shadows, and right now I don't know where the sun's at in center field, but there's times where it could be a bear in center field. So definitely an odd time, but I actually like it because going into the day game tomorrow, so I sort of like it as far as the logistics, from a logistics standpoint.
And what did you like last night out of Nate Jones? I know you got there less than 2 hours before the game, but what did you see out of him in the short?
I think the biggest thing I liked is the mound presence. There was no deer in headlights. I've been here, done that, which makes sense. And the command of the fastball and the swing and miss with the slider and the miss with the fastball. So I just liked everything, and to just kind of throw him out there for him to embrace it and to pitch well was very, very helpful for the Dodgers last night.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Fabiana Daya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, I know we asked about him a couple days ago, but is there anything new on Josiah Gray, what he's doing?
You know, I haven't heard. So usually when I get word, there's pens, there's live sessions. So right now, I just haven't heard.
And then I know obviously injuries aren't just unique to you guys this year. The rates are up league wide. I mean, I'm sure that you had some anticipation coming into the spring that there'd be more than usual with the 60-game season last year and building back up. But I'm just wondering if you've been surprised at all at just how severe some of the injury rates across the league have been.
Very surprised. It's very worrisome. So that it's just kind of coming off an abbreviated season like we did. And, you know, the players and everyone in the Major League Baseball decided to start on time and for reasons, obviously, and you just incur risk. And unfortunately, it's kind of playing itself out as such. And teams are doing what they can to keep guys healthy. Some are accidental. Some are kind of, we just don't know. So it's very worrisome, and we're trying to kind of figure out how best to keep our guys on the field.
Thanks, Dave.